Hello SEO Mozzers, and welcome to another edition of Whiteboard Friday. I am here with Thomas Schmitz of Portent Interactive. Thomas,
Brent,
good to have you.
Thank you for having me.
Thomas came up with Stacy, who also works at Portent.
Hi Stacy.
and we had lunch together. We talked about some tools stuff and some SEO stuff. Portent is actually located in Tukwila, right?
Tukwila, just south of Seattle.
Yeah, so they're about a 30-minute/hour drive, depending on traffic.
But you get to see Boeing Field, so you get to look at all the airplanes.
Where all the fancy people fly in, right? So this Whiteboard Friday, we had a couple of discussion topics. So one of the things, interestingly enough, is Portent and SEO Moz both provide SEO tools. And you've got a new one coming out that just launched recently. And we're also going to talk about a funny thing that happened to us when we came back to the office after lunch, which was that, and we'll go into this first, so Yahoo Site Explorer, right? We get back to the office, we go dive onto my computer, and suddenly we're getting Yahoo Site Explorer is returning all requests to siteexplorer.search.yahoo.com
To the advanced search.
To the advanced search page, including any requests for information or any link domain commands, that type of thing. Now, obviously what we had seen is that might be a temporary bug. There's a few people blogging about it.
And it's been going on for a little while because I saw it I was actually in a client meeting at 10 o'clock this morning. I saw it, I thought I hit something wrong, refreshed, and the correct page came up. So it's been going on since at least 10 this morning in Seattle.
So I mean, one of the interesting things around this is like, what would happen if, right? So we're in my office, we're talking. What would happen if Yahoo really did remove Site Explorer and you could no longer do link searches and get link information? I mean, that's
Death has come to your little town.
please, Jerry, don't hurt us. We like you as the new CEO. So I wonder. I mean, Tom, what do you think would be the moves? Let's say it happens today. Yahoo Site Explorer down, no longer returning link data. What do you think people like you and I would do?
Well, I think I'll tell you what I would do.
Okay.
Is I'd go back to my office. I'd immediately back up the data that I do have, scrape as many search engines and sites as I can to get link data, and then do comparatives and create a set of ratios that I could use moving forward. But the problem with that is that the further in time I get away from the base, the less accurate it's going to be. So it's not going to last me more than a month or two.
Yeah.
Until we that would at best be a band-aid until we get a more permanent solution.
But but definitely a good idea. Like, as soon as you think it's going away, you got to scrape like mad so that you can have at least some data going forward for the future.
What would you do?
Rely on Technorati?
Oh gosh.
No, I mean, I think.
And all those feed burners.
So there's a few. There would be a few solutions. I mean, we were talking about a couple. Like, you could scrape. Maybe you could get the top 1 million or 5 million websites from Alexa, right? And then, build a big bot that would go and scrape all of those, and go through those sites and get link data there. And yeah, it'd probably take you a few weeks, maybe a few months to build up that database, but you'd have some amount of link data. Not particularly valuable, but better than nothing. And then you could do things like, you still have, Technorati does provide link data, so you can kind of see trends there. Google Blog Search provides accurate link data, but only for blogs.
But the thing is that you're going to have a constant number from somewhere.
Yeah.
Because, like, if you look at Google and their link domain results, it is not a constant number. There's no way you could create a ratio, and if you can't create a ratio...
And it only updates every 3 months, and then... Yeah, I mean, the Google link data, you know, I think they always say, like, well, it is fractionally representational of something, but I'm not really sure that I believe that. So, you know, when Yahoo reported 2 years ago that SEOmoz had 10,000 inbound links, Google said we had 1,000, right? And now Yahoo's reporting we have about 1.3 million inbound links to SEOmoz, and Google says we have 1,200. So, what is that representational of? Like, those extra 200 mean another million?
I don't know. I think it's going to be like, you know, keyword research. We don't look at the numbers. We look to see that the trend is and the pattern is consistent, and that's what we're going to have to do.
Yeah, that would be something else. I mean, the other thing, the only other thing that I can think of, and we use this sometimes, is we'll do like a search for, you know, so let's say, you know, we've got SEOmoz, we'll search in quotes at Google SEOmoz.org minus site, you know, colon SEOmoz.org, and see how many people are at least mentioning our URL, right, or mentioning a brand name, and you can kind of do some competitive intelligence that way, and get an idea of, okay, well, how big is this brand in terms of a website? But of course, when people use anchor text to link to you, or they don't mention your name, or they don't mention your URL, it's not really helping.
Well, maybe if Yahoo turns that off, Google will turn all an anchor back on.
At least some sort of partnership. You know, MSN. This is a great opportunity for you,
gosh.
you know.
And get those 301s right.
Guys. Yeah. You can, oh God. Shh, we don't want to hurt their feelings here.
We like you, Bill.
with MSN, you know, if they were to turn it back on, they'd probably see, you know, a few million extra searches per day, right?
This is your big opportunity.
Webmasters will just cry if you take it away, Yahoo. So moving on, I wanted to ask about your new tool.
Pythia Analytics, pythia-analytics.com. And this is a tool being built by Portent Interactive, and I guess you could say it's in the Beta 1 public stage. Right now we have a bunch of public benchmarks that we capture and that we track over time. And the really cool thing is, you'll put up a screenshot, but it shows each of the benchmark, it shows in a square graph, and so that you can see in graphical format, a line graph, the progress over time, either increases or decreases in the measures. And so it's really...
And so what are some of the things you, I mean, like you measure mentions at Delicious, for example?
Delicious, there's a bunch of social social media benchmarks. Okay. There's a bunch of search benchmarks.
Right. So it'll show like Google and Yahoo rankings. And
as long as Yahoo doesn't turn off their tool. Okay. And it's all API based, so we're not doing anything illicit.
I wish I could say the same. No, we're mostly compliant with some people.
I think we're all API based. So.
Okay. So and Pythia, I mean, this is. What is it useful for? What would you say that your clients would use it for, or that folks out there should use it for?
If you're looking to see trends, you know, when you're trying to optimize, you're trying to build your audience, what you can use Pythia to look at the trends and say, hey, these are some of the benchmarks that we can measure. Am I growing? And if you're growing, then your business should be growing. If you're growing on the benchmarks and your business is not growing, then I would say you need to do some serious thinking.
Maybe you're not getting value out of the social media stuff or out of your rankings.
Out of the social media, it might even be your basic marketing or business planning, online business planning.
Very
so
cool.
It could, you know, but it just means you need to go back and take a look. The other nice thing is that we have a, can I say premium feature on this show?
Tell me.
Well, we have a premium feature that actually will let you track keyword rankings over time.
Okay.
And so that's really nice because it'll show you your current rankings, and then it has little arrows and it shows you.
Oh right, the up and down.
The up and downs. So that's really nice. That's really nice too.
Very, very cool. Well, Tom, I totally appreciate you coming by and joining us for Whiteboard Friday.
Well, thank you for having me.
To all you Mozers out there, we'll see you next time. Take care.
Thank you.
Yeah, you bet.